Well, hello there, and welcome to our podcast, Wrap Up and Unwind, with Z and Roderick, inspired by our life experiences, where we share our loves of movies, TV series, books, and video games, and also get real with our thoughts on all things concerning life and faith. You can find us on YouTube and Spotify. Hit the subscribe, follow, or sign up button so you don't miss an episode. Hello, and welcome to another episode of our podcast with Roderick and Z. Today's episode, I guess, is about closure, closure in friendships. So, what's closure to you, bud?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would say like meeting an end, but peacefully.
Okay.
Hopefully, I would hope so. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're both like good terms and you know you just want to move on, reach new
Mm-hmm.
goals, new accomplishments, but just not
Mm-hmm.
with the other person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough. I like that. Um, I like that definition. I guess. I think for me, closure would be in a way acceptance.
okay,
Yeah. Because depending on what exactly you need closure from, and closure might look different. I guess what we need, or at least what we think we need to close whatever chapter it is, might not be what we actually need, if that makes
yeah,
sense. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
yeah,
Yeah. Have you ever experienced a situation where you felt like you needed closure and you didn't get it? And how did you,
Oh, yeah, I
or it
did.
wasn't the closure you thought, or it wasn't the way you wanted the closure to be?
To be
How
honest,
did you?
I don't think closure is ever planned.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it ever is. So it's like
Okay.
it's more abrupt.
Yeah.
Like so, sort of awaken, like you awaken to some kind
Mm-hmm.
of realization.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're ever happy with it
Mm-hmm.
when it happens. So I don't think I've ever been happy when ending a friendship.
Okay.
So yeah, but it's always it's always to do with because you've grown out of the situation. You
Yeah.
kind of you've got grown out of it. You're no longer the same guy. So yeah, you can't continue the conversation
Yeah.
with them. Yeah, because like also you don't want to have the same conversation um okay 5 years ago you were
Mm-hmm.
there with them or something like that. You don't really want to go back to the past. Like
Yeah.
if you're always reaching for the past, like remember something, then you
You
probably
can
have
move
to move
forward.
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't really move forward at that point.
Yeah. I mean, it's understandable. I understand closure isn't planned, but I feel like there's sometimes you feel like this is specifically what you need or want to be able for you to move forward, and then
Yeah,
you don't get it. So how then do you
um,
move forward? That's
those
the
are always the
question.
tough ones. Those are the tough ones because
Okay.
I don't I've experienced that
Mm-hmm.
once, I
Mm-hmm.
believe, and I don't think I ever did move forward. I don't think so. It's more like it's just there in the back of your mind every time you see the person
Okay.
at some point. Yeah, so I don't really know how to move past it. I guess what you could do is just get really into what you like doing, and yeah, just get right into it and not forget, but just keep your mind on the good memories you
Mm-hmm.
had with them.
Yeah.
And yeah, at least at least then you will
Hmm.
heal at some point, hopefully.
I
How about you?
Now I feel like I think closure can look differently to people, obviously. And I have had situation where I felt like the friend her hurting me felt like maybe it was my fault.
Yeah.
So if she told me what I did wrong, I can maybe fix that in my next friendship,
Yeah.
and that will help me grow. Because me, I'm all about self growth and self awareness. But then it turns out it wasn't my fault. I basically did
Oh.
nothing. It wasn't on me, it was her. And that
Oh,
took
they
me a
didn't
while.
want to change.
Yeah, that took me a while to get over because I didn't get that response I wanted. I
Yeah.
wanted it to be like, oh, it's XYZ. Then I can be like, you know what? Okay. It was fault because when a friend or a Judas, should I say, hurts you, you kind of want that explanation, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Like why
okay,
they did it.
maybe, yeah, maybe I did something wrong that made you do XYZ. Or,
Yeah.
you want something. And then you get that explanation like, oh, you did nothing wrong. I was just immature and stupid.
Oh.
It's like, how do I
So like
work
so
with
like
that?
so like so like what if yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Like
Yeah,
what happens when they give you a good response but you don't like it?
that's another thing.
That's
Truly,
that's
that
that's
is
yeah.
that is another thing. Because but then at the same time, I feel like I can actually work with that. You
Okay.
know, like I said, I'm all about self growth and improving myself, basically. We've had a conversation where you're like, oh, you do this. And I'm like, wait, really? I do
Yeah,
it. Then now I make sure, I keep it in my
I
subconscious
still feel bad
to,
about that.
no, you shouldn't because that's
But
the
then
thing. I asked,
you really felt it.
I was, persistent. I was like, tell me. I really want to know because, like I said,
Yeah,
it's to improve my well being, improve myself as a person and as a friend. So when you told me, that's for me to take away and go, oh, okay, I need to work on that.
yeah.
And that I have that quote that says, when people keep telling you you're dead, it's time to lie down.
Oh gosh.
When
So
someone
that,
is telling you something, pay attention, especially when it's coming from different people. You need to pay attention and know,
yeah,
okay, this is an issue, this is a problem. I need to work on that. Rather
yeah,
than saying, well, it's just me. I don't want you to change. So in
yeah,
that regard, I'm thinking, okay, let me know what went wrong. I want to fix it. And also, obviously, that's something for me to work on. I'm always trying to fix things. And sometimes I've learned that I can't fix things.
um,
So I need to let go of that. So with that, it was like, oh, okay, I wasn't at fault. You were the problem, not me.
yeah,
So I had to come to that realization that, you know what? I've grown from this. And I've also grown from you because it was that situation where we were trying to rekindle the friendship. But then I was just like, it took me a while to be fair. I'm not going to lie because I still wanted to. I was like, you know what? I've done all the work. I'm good. But then, as
yeah,
much as, I have forgiven you, I haven't forgotten, but I've also healed from it
yeah,
and I move forward. So it's that point, the point I think I had gotten the closure was when I realized, you know what? I actually don't feel anything for this person anymore, which
yeah,
is also a sad realization because I'm like, I don't want to feel nothing. I feel nothing for strangers because, that's a stranger, but someone who used
yeah,
to be my friend, I don't want to look at that person and just be like, so I'm numb. I had something,
yeah,
there was something that was said in a series I used to watch, and the guy said, I want to nothing you. And I remember
um,
thinking, ooh, that hurts.
yeah,
Like to look at someone you supposed used to love and just go, like, I don't want to feel anything. And it's
yeah,
sad because I got to that realization where I was just like, I feel nothing for this person.
yeah.
Like,
To be honest,
absolutely.
that to me feels like a relief. It's like because like I've felt that as well, like
Yeah.
recently as well, like recently.
Oh,
It's like this person I was, I was on them, like yo, like you really wanted like a future with them, like
yeah.
but now it's like. you don't feel the same. That to me, it feels like an accomplishment. You
Okay.
know? Yeah, like if you're texting someone the same, and you're texting them all the time and all that, and then suddenly you stop,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like an accomplishment. Low key. Yeah, for me anyway, at least it feels like for me. And then
Yeah,
you finally healed from that situation.
exactly. I
Yeah,
mean, sorry to cut you off. I definitely
that's fine.
feel that way, but at the same time, I also kind of feel bad for feeling that way because I'm like, I don't want to look at you as, you, especially a friend. Come on.
Yeah,
It's like we used to be tight and then you decided to mess things up.
yeah. I mean,
So,
you can't, yeah, you can't do much if they mess up. And they don't want to change.
I
They don't want to
mean,
change. It's like,
yeah.
yeah, it's hard to do anything there.
So I think closure, which is why I said closure is acceptance.
Yeah,
Because you have to accept, okay, we're no longer the people we used to be. I have
yeah,
moved on from you. You go your separate way, I'll go my separate way, and that's it, you know? And as sad as it is, it's okay, you
yeah,
know? And sometimes when we think we need closure, we don't actually need closure.
yeah.
But it can also be without thinking we need it. In some way, that acceptance comes in where you're just like, you know what? That person chose to stop all radio contacts without a warning as to, you know, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah. That's okay.
yeah,
You have to deal with that and go, you know what? It's fine.
yeah.
They don't owe me an explanation.
That's
I'm
the thing.
okay. Yeah.
Have
And
you ever felt the
that's,
need to like reconnect?
yeah, oh, I'm like that
Like
as well.
randomly, you just feel
Yeah.
like you want to reconnect or
Yeah.
like apologize or something like some sort of feeling. I don't know. I've had
That's,
that many times.
yeah.
The
That's
worst
why
one.
that's why I'm always like, tell me what happened. I need to know what happened rather
Yeah,
than just, silence
yeah,
with no wording like, oh, okay, this is what went wrong. But then you have to realize sometimes that's just life. Maybe the person just needed time away
yeah. That's the thing.
and then they might come back. But then you have to choose, am I okay with this person coming back after being
That's the
radio
thing.
silence?
The thing is, with someone when having that feeling of if they'll come back,
Yeah.
you're always anticipating them at some point. Like maybe you went to like you're still going to the usual place that you
Mm-hmm.
always hang out, so you're
Mm-hmm.
always expecting them to just show up.
Yeah.
So it's like you become kind of paranoid in a way.
Yeah.
It's like you might not be prepared that day
Mm-hmm.
to encounter them, especially when you're with new people.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't want to be that paranoid person in the group one day. I've had that several times when I'm out here and there. So it's like you want to move on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to move on. Not having to like force a connection.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
do I do feel like sometimes you might not be having that anticipation. It can just
Yeah.
be, oh, I've let go of that person,
Yeah.
you know, and then all of a sudden they message you or they come and it's like, okay, how do I work with this? I've had that experience,
Yeah.
so, where I was like, this is very random, but okay, okay,
Yeah.
let's work with this. Let's see
It's
where this
random.
goes. Yeah. So I think because I also think this is where the closure and the healing and everything comes in.
Yeah.
If that happens, you're not going to have that reaction like, oh, they didn't ask of me, they didn't contact me, they didn't say anything, they just went all radio silent, blah, blah, blah. It just is to you, it's just come up and you're like, okay, so that's random.
Yeah.
But let's go from here. Let's see where this goes. I think for me, that's where I've coming to that kind of point where I'm just like, you know what? I'll see how this plays out.
Yeah,
But at the same time, letting myself know that everything doesn't have to be my fault.
that's the
And I
thing.
don't always have to know why things went the way they were. It's
Yeah,
life, things happen. Letting go is closure, accepting
mm,
it is closure.
that's the thing. It's always good to just accept what happened
Yeah,
happened.
yeah,
You know,
basically.
yeah, like what happened happened. Just put it down. It's fine.
For the greater good.
Don't pick it up again.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, like, what happens if you do encounter them, like in your day to day, and
in
they
my day
ignore you?
today. And they
Yeah,
ignore me,
yeah.
that's fine.
But you've acknowledged them. Like you acknowledge them, but they ignore you.
I don't think I would actually put myself in that position, especially if I haven't seen
Okay.
them. I
Right.
feel like, especially if they're the ones who chose to go all radio silent first or
Oh,
hurt
right. Yeah.
me, I'm not approaching you first. I'm sorry. You did the damage. It's not
Yeah.
up to me to come to you. You're
Yeah.
coming to me. So I would actually ignore unless you come up to me and be like, oh, hi. I
Yeah.
have, to be fair,
What happened to you?
no, in the sense that we had already made contact
Okay.
previously, but it wasn't like it was with my Judas, and it wasn't like we were constantly talking kind of thing. And I think they saw me first,
Uh,
and it was like, oh hi, and I was like, oh hi, and then I think me, I'm not a hugger, but he gave me a hug, and I was like, okay. Um, we hugged. I think it's a 10. So,
Yay.
yeah, I hugged, and I was like, hi, and a little chit chat. And she was like, oh, I think it was just very random, very random.
Yeah.
But it was okay. I didn't think much of it. I didn't start messaging her like, oh, did you get home safe or blah blah
Yeah.
blah. No, it just went. And I think the last time I actually ever saw her physically, this is gonna sound really bad, but yeah, but it was like I think one of my birthdays.
Oh,
It was kind of like it was just like I didn't, me. Sometimes I don't, as much as I'm a deep thinker, there are some things where I don't think too much about it. And so just randomly I invited her for my birthday, and she came
that's
and
good.
brought a
Yeah.
gift. It was okay. Thank you.
That's good though. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, if you can get to that point, then yeah, it shows that you've already healed.
basically,
Yeah.
if
Mhm.
I once I and okay, I'll explain why I feel sad about feeling nothing.
Yeah.
You know me. If I'm like I'm done with someone, I am done.
Yeah. I'm the
God
same way.
forgive me, but him himself can come down and still be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Done is done. You can.
Yeah.
So, which is why I always so try and put like 100% of myself into
Yeah.
everything I do, including my friendships.
Oh,
So, and then whatever happens, happens. If it ends up good, it's good.
yeah.
If it's bad, it's bad. And then that's going to take me like a while to deal with. But then once I'm dealt with it, there's no coming back. You're
Yeah.
not taking me back
That's the
there.
thing.
No. No amount
Yeah.
of pleading or whatever is going to change that because I'm over you at this point.
Mhm.
So,
That's the thing. It's like you can't once you're like you have the emotions that once you trample on that, you're not gonna
mhm.
revive it. It's gonna take
Yeah,
years, or possibly never. Yeah.
I think closure looks, closure in general looks differently to other people. And the process of dealing with why a friendship ended is kind
Yeah.
of tough because we only think of relationships.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we only just think of relationships. We don't think of the friendships. And that's it. It takes a while to come back from. I know for me, it did take me a while. And then you have to move forward. You can't go back to be like, oh yeah, let's. So I mean, sometimes yes, depending on what how it ended, you can
Yeah.
still be I told you the person who okay for the person who just stopped radio contacts. Met her one time, but then again, she was always that kind of friend anyway. She's always hard to get in touch with, and then it went, for a very long time. I didn't hear from her.
Yeah.
And then one time I saw her.
Oh.
Well, not necessarily saw her. She came to my door.
That's the most awkward way to
Yeah,
reconnect.
turns out because you find out stuff. Also, I'm that person who doesn't just because I stopped talking to you. I'm not that person who's like, I delete you from my social media, from my phone, from my day. That's just too much work. Anybody got time for that? I
Yeah, it's
don't
way too
do
much
that.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know why. I just don't. You're still in my phone. You're still, there.
Yeah.
And I have her on Instagram, and I know, once I know she had a restaurant. She had posted she had a restaurant or something. And
Yeah.
then I didn't realize until I placed my order. Like when she came to my door, I was kind of through your peephole, you're like, wait, what? I was like,
Oh yeah.
oh, I did order it from her, which is why she came specifically herself
Um,
to deliver it.
that's awkward.
It wasn't
I
actually
mean,
that
it's
awkward.
good,
It
but it's
wasn't
like,
actually
wow.
awkward, to be fair. It actually wasn't. Because I
Yeah.
opened the door, she was like, hi. And we're both like, hi. Like, oh my
Wow.
God. She gave me a hug and she was like, oh, you've gotten even more beautiful. Look at you. And she was like, hi. She
That's
was like,
crazy
sorry, I
though.
don't have time to chat, but it was really nice seeing you. Take care of yourself. And then she left.
Jeez. See, that kind of reconnection is nice. It's
Yeah.
peaceful.
Yeah.
It's not like someone meet like I don't know, like you meet up in an awkward place with a bunch of people around you. It's a
Yeah.
lot more peaceful.
Yeah.
Like what's your approach to closing a friendship? Is it like texting, like a conversation, or is it just better just to go radio silent
Oh, you
and
know me. I
just
love a conversation.
yeah.
I love a conversation. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. I feel like depending on what went wrong with it, like with my Judas, I couldn't, that was a different scenario. I couldn't even contact her. I didn't want, not I couldn't, I just actually didn't want to
Um,
because I was too hurt. And for me, you know how betrayal is for me. If you betray me in any shape or form, God help me if I'm physically in front of you.
no
you
backstabbing.
know, yeah, there's a lot of emotions. There's hate, there's
Yeah,
anger, there's everything. And like I said, you're physically in front of me. Ooh, you know,
that's the
you
thing. Like
have
you have
to
to, because like to betray someone, you have to like think about it
exactly.
beforehand.
Thank
That's the
you.
thing. They have to do a lot of thinking.
Thank you. There's a lot that goes into that. So
Yeah,
if you hurt someone that you're supposed to care for and love, just because oh I was immature, that for me, like I said, that kind of reason that hurt me even more because I'm like that
yeah.
means you didn't care enough about me to think of me and
That's the
what that
thing.
would do to me when you did what you did. So
That's how. Yeah, some people just like that. They
yeah,
don't think twice before.
no.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
So now I have, you whenever you get hurt in a friendship, you now have to go on this healing sort of journey, trying to get yourself help so that
yeah.
with your other friendships or your next friendship, you don't project.
That's hard. That is hard.
Because
That
then
is
you
not
start
an easy
having
thing
like,
to
oh,
do.
this is why I don't trust people because X,
Yeah,
Y, and Z. I don't want to be that person.
yeah.
No.
And especially when the other person does something similar, then it's like, okay, now the emotions come back. They come
D-
rushing back.
dude, that literally, like I said, when I thought I was done, a close
Yeah, yeah.
friend of mine went through the same similar thing and then it brought everything back.
Yeah, see.
And talking to my Judah, she was like, "Oh, I thought we were fine because your friend is going through the same thing now. You were having this conversation again."
Yeah,
I'm like, first of all, you can't tell me how to heal or how long it's gonna take me. I
yeah,
was triggered by that.
yeah.
So yeah. So now I have to work on my trigger. Thank you.
I mean, to be honest, like how do you work on it though? Like it's not like you have something practical to do. It's all inside.
I feel like I think for me, I'll say how things work for me. Processing my thoughts, talking to people. Like I
Yeah.
said, I like a conversation. So either
Yeah.
it's with another friend or with a professional.
Uh,
Because as much as we have things in our daily lives that are gonna trigger us, we can't keep always saying, "Oh, I'm triggered" every 5 seconds. Because it's like, okay, I get it, I understand it, but what are you doing about it? Rather than saying you're triggered. So I had to go work on that. And see, we had this, funny enough, we had that conversation recently where you were like, no, you were triggered. And I was like, see, I felt
yeah,
nothing. Like it had no
yeah.
effect on me.
See,
So
I want to get to that point.
this is why I was telling you that at some point you're going to have to unpack that baggage.
Yeah,
Because as much as you think, I still got into that kind of space around sometime around this year where I was like, I thought I was over something, I was healed from it, but then I got triggered and it was like
that's what happened. Yeah,
taking me back to that same place. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
maybe I didn't really talk about this then. Let me go work on that.
yeah,
And that's the peace I feel now is from doing the work on
yeah.
that.
I remember hearing some. I don't know who said it. I remember hearing someone say that. What's it? Uh, just because the thing that you're triggered about or
Mm-hmm.
hurt about is out of sight doesn't mean you're healing.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's like just because it's not there, it
uh-huh.
doesn't mean like yeah you've gotten over it.
Yes.
Sort of thing. Yeah. So it's like yeah, it's one of those situations. How would you know how would you know you're healed until a person walks by?
Yeah, yeah,
That's the
until you're in
thing.
that situation again and your reaction is just like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, life happens, isn't it?
That's the
Then you're
thing.
like, oh, wait a minute, what's happening? And
Outside
that,
does not mean out of mind.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, and that's true, really true. So I think we need to get to that place where we're okay, we're
Yeah.
doing good, and trying to work on that, depending on how people, whatever it is, how they get that closure, find it, but get the closure because it will also help your mental health.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Moving forward, and whatever friendship you get into after whoever hurts you, because like I said, you don't want to be that person who's like around her other friends. Oh, this is why I don't do this. This is why I don't do that. You
Yeah, you
get
don't
me?
want to be that
So
person.
yeah, exactly. So I feel like get help, basically. Get
Yeah.
help. Like I will, I'm an advocate for getting help, but like getting clinical psychological help
Yeah.
because that helps. It really does. And I think just talking to your other friends, make sure you're vocalizing what's internal. Because when you keep, at some point, if you keep everything in, like you say, keep it at the back of your mind, it's
Yeah.
going to come full force at
Yeah. At
some
some
point when
point.
you least expect it. And
Yeah.
something, it can come up with something so trivial. And you're like, why did I have such an explosion reaction? Like explosive
Yeah.
reaction for what? You know?
That's the thing.
So closure is good. It's really good. I recommend it. I
Yeah.
recommend getting closure.
100% recommended.
However, it looks to you, I would say get it in the healthiest form.
Yeah.
in the healthiest way possible, get that closure. And
Yeah.
if you feel like
Just
you need
don't
to,
become a stalker or anything like that. Don't do
woo,
that.
no, which is why
Don't
this
not spam that.
let me
Yeah.
clarify again in the healthiest form. In the healthiest form possible, get closure. Because I feel like I said, it would help, you know, a lot. And moving forward, you need to do what's best for you, basically. And if it means
Yeah.
having to end that friendship, end it or take a break. I'm on a break right now. Well, yes, right now. Well, no, my part, my break ended. The other
Right.
person is on a break. So, which is fine,
Um,
which is okay. There was communication on both our parts with
that's
the
good.
break. So, if you need that as well to go get the closure, if you don't want to end the friendship, do that so that you can
Yeah.
both heal and come back, both stronger people, and then have such a meaningful friendship that will go on
Right.
for now. Centuries is 100, but yeah, let's say centuries.
It is.
Centuries, with your children's children, or if you don't have children, at least it's something people would talk about. At
Yeah.
least, because I know in my old college, they still talk about my friendship with my best
Uh-huh.
friend that I got from college. So
Oh
let
wow.
it be that. Okay. Go work on that and be a better you as well. And you can be a better friend, to be fair. Take the time you need.
To be honest, and if you have ended
If you
the
have
friendship,
ended it.
then baby steps. If you feel like you're not making progress,
Yeah.
the small progress that you're making is good.
Yes.
Even if it's like, okay, you no longer go on their profile, check what
Yes.
they're doing. At least you made progress.
Yes.
Yeah, in some form.
Yeah. I agree with that. Baby step. Take however long you need. Let no one ever tell you how long it is for you to get the closure or the help you think you need.
Yeah,
But don't stay down too long.
that's the thing.
Don't stay there too long, you know,
Yeah,
but do what's basically best for you.
yeah,
And I feel like you would be a better person for that.
absolutely. Yeah, you would grow a lot more
Yeah,
over
definitely.
time. Yeah,
And I think moving forward, if you choose, like you said, to stick to the friendship, then both of you communication. I always say good communication, but at the same time, not just communicating, but also listening, paying
that's the thing.
attention
Yeah,
to what that person's saying. Because you can just be
yeah,
talking and talking, and another person is going in one ear, coming out the other. They're not
that's the
listening
thing.
to you, then that's not going to go anywhere. So I would say, yeah, just keep listening to each other, paying attention, communicating, do what's best for you, and let
Hopefully it
leave.
goes well.
Yeah, hopefully
Hopefully.
it goes well. Let us know, you guys, if you want to share any experience you have with your friendship. Comment down below. We would love to read them. And that's it for today, guys.
Subscribe
And we'll see
and
you.
follow
Yes.
our
Like,
stuff.
subscribe, and share. And we will see you guys next time.
Peace.
Bye.